Alright, what's going on, guys? This is Owen here, and today we are going to be taking a look at the Pure Saiyan ESBR stage. As you guys can see by the title, we did get the no item run done for the specific stage. Now, it should go without saying that the 200% leader skill makes this so much easier. And the 7-year anniversary is going to prove to be probably the biggest W in Dokkan that I can remember, as most of the game is just flat out not scaled for the 200% leader skill. So where you run into the way these guys were released was they had it with the red zone in mind, not Pure Saiyan ESBR, Goku event, Vegeta event. Like, these guys just absolutely tear their way through 99.9% of the game. So Pure Saiyan ESBR is no exception. Now, granted, they can get hit pretty hard and they can get caught in the first slot if, you know, their guard is worn off or they take a super type disadvantage or something like that. But other than that, I mean, you really just see right there the triple super. I'm pretty sure Trunks, his day is done, right? And it's only the first set of attacks during the turn. So obviously there is going to be no shortage of Pure Saiyan buffs in the future. So that is the beauty of this specific ESBR stage, is that A, it's hard, but B, it gets better. Like, it gets easier and easier as time goes on, right? Because this stage came out at a certain period where it's not going to have the same effect of like a stage like Special Pose or Ginyu Force. Well, not even Ginyu Force, but like Namek Saga, where you're not going to be seeing buffs for that all the time, right? Compared to a stage like Pure Saiyans, where you're going to be seeing the buffs all the time, right? Like, there is never going to be a shortage of Pure Saiyans. As long as Dokkan is around, we are going to be seeing Pure Saiyan buffs all the time. That is never going to change, right? Saiyans are what sell. Now, you know, the quick counter argument to that, even though it's not really valid, but I guess I can see it, right? It's like, oh, look at Raditz, but one-off thing, right? Raditz is no Broly, he's no Goku, he's no Vegeta. Like, they just messed up with Raditz, right? I think I'm going to detail a video on how I would fix Raditz, so if you guys would like to see that, please let me know in the comments. I might do it, even if people don't say, but like, it would be nice to know if people actually really do want to see that video. So, like I said, I think there's just a few different things that we could do to make him look better. Like, you know, I'll save it for the video, right? But yeah, like, Raditz is a very fixable unit with just a few tweaks. Like, it just feels like they made the unit like years later, right? Like, it sounds like he was stored away for a rainy day, right? And then obviously with the hacking of Toei and stuff like that, I do think that theory has a little bit of weight to it, where it was like, you know, this guy was just on the back shelf. They had to do an impromptu celebration that was off schedule, and here's what we have. We have Raditz, right? So that's all I really have to say about him right now. But on to the no item run. Even with the 200% leader skill, it can be a little bit tricky, because the thing with no item runs is it's kind of a deceptive thing, right? It's not, are you good at Dokkan? It's A, do you have dupes, and B, how lucky can you get, right? Because, frankly, 55%, like, almost for almost any unit in the game is not viable for no item runs in ESBR. There are obviously exceptions to the rule, right? Like, Super Vegeta has value with his guaranteed crits and stuns. There are dodge units like Tech Caulifla, who, against a Pure Saiyan or something like that, obviously she can go ahead and dodge, but what makes this stage tricky is that you cannot use that little trump card, because there's no Pure Saiyans that we're fighting against, right? It's all hybrids. So that's where it kind of does get a little bit tricky, just because you can't exploit the stage and make it much easier for you, right? And a lot of the units that on the team that we're looking at are not slot 1 tanks, where that is always one thing with Pure Saiyans, where like, the top end of the Pure Saiyan list is not all like slot 1 tanks, right? Like, you don't, when you think slot 1 tank, you're not thinking like these the 7-year units can be slot 1 tanks, but type disadvantage and a super, they're gonna take a little bit, right? Like, right there, even with the guard, they were taking 35k per normal. That's not tanking it, right? I mean, you're still taking a decent amount of damage. Now, that's not to slander these guys. They're still obviously unit 1 and 2, and it's not even close. But you can see where there can be, like, you can get caught, right? So that is where the luck element comes. I know that kind of sounds ridiculous to say that they're not slot 1 tanks, but there is a situation where they cannot be slot 1 tanks. So, yeah, I guess I haven't even talked about the team I'm using, right? Like, you guys can kind of see that we are taking advantage of the 7-year anniversary to the fullest extent, where we've got one of the 7-year, the 2 fusions, the Super Saiyan 4s, right? And then we've got, I think, both of the 3-year EZAs, both of the 4-year EZAs, and then Tech Gogeta and STR Vegito. So we just have a ton of different options that, for the most part, are pretty fun. This is like one of my favorite teams to run in the game. Now, I think I might have said it in my last video, or I might have said it on the stream, but Super Saiyan 4 Goku with the Super Saiyan 4 duo is my favorite rotation in the game right now, just because it is so powerful. The animations for the Super Saiyan 4 duo are so good. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is just so busted. And yeah, he's just overall like my favorite unit to use in the game right now. Pound for pound, my favorite unit is AGLUI Goku. Now I've kind of, I'm leading my own anti-smear campaign that he's kind of found himself in lately. But here you can see is where the luck comes into it, right? So I'm playing around trying to see if I can get the AT key, but clearly that is not going to happen. And it's all int attacks. So Gogeta is at type advantage here. That I'm kind of playing around. It's like, how do I want to do this? There's just no way to make it happen. So I forget how I play this turn. This recording is like a week old. Yeah, so I was like, I gotta forego the key right here. And then I'm probably thinking like, oh, he gets the orb, so let's use him. Or do I just throw Goku back? No? Okay, that was an interesting play. I wonder why I did that. Maybe I'm thinking I'm gonna disable an attack or something like that. I forget. But you're seeing this video, so whatever I did was right? I always say that. A couple different options for the no item run for this team. I guess we could talk about that while we're here, right? Let me go ahead and pull up the wiki. It's pretty straightforward in my opinion. Like, when it comes to pure Saiyans, it's such like, there's also like, this new guy. His name is Turles. And Turles is a bad boy. He does a lot of good stuff. But he's not going to link up the best with the team because a lot of the good Pure Saiyan units do not have Big Bad Bosses and like Thirst for Conquest and all that. So it can be kind of a risky game. But as I'm looking here, some of the no item run options include, you could do, let's see. You could probably straight up Goku family it with Super Saiyan 4 Goku, STR UI Goku, AGL UI Goku, Int UI Goku. You could just basically run like a UI build, and then you can also throw in God Goku. And this is like assuming you don't have any of the 7-year-olds, right? Some other potential options you could do. You could run STR Super Vegeta, STR Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta that has the damage reduction, the insane damage reduction. Like it's in, like he just does so much, right? Like he basically can't get hurt. The physical Super Saiyan 3 Goku. I said Super Vegeta. A desperate play could be the Int Namek Goku, but he does need to build up, so it is a risky play. Yeah. Who else do we have in here? I guess you could run Tech Grade 8 Vegeta. He's got an AoE. Okay, so I remember, now that I was doing this recording, I remember I quit app at one point. It was right here. What my buddy, when I was in stream, was suggested that I do, because when they get the 24 key, they're super effective against all types or whatever, is to take out this, the one that's a type disadvantage first, and then we'll just go ahead and do the additionals to get rid of Goku. But my thought process was like, hey, we're gonna take him out anyway, but obviously I decided to listen to the person I was talking to, and he ended up putting me in the right direction. So I forget who it was, but shout out to him. It was in the 5-9 Discord or whatever. Like, this is kind of where we did the stream or whatever, and boom, there we go. That is the Pure Saiyan no item run. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you it's not too bad. It is tough, but with a little bit of luck, and especially when you get the 200% leader skills or the global end and stuff like that, I think you will definitely find this one to be a little bit easier. So that's all I got for you in this one. I appreciate your time. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, turn on notifications so you don't miss out when I post Dokkan content like this. I try to do it as regularly as I can. That's all I got for you today. I'm out.